Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I am Mary Corrado from Mary Corrado Designs here in Portland, Oregon. And I am on Facebook under Mary Corrado Designs. I know you would think I would know. I'm also on Instagram and I have a website, Mary Corrado Designs. So today, as Amy Howard's artist in residence, I am going to talk about paint. I'm going to talk about how to use different paints on different surfaces because I know a lot of people have questions about what's the difference between chalk paint and the new Manor Borne paint. Can I use both on my walls? All, on and on, what's milk paint, all that stuff. So I'm just going to give a brief explanation of each paint, and then I am going to show you how these different paints are used on different surfaces. I'm going to put together a mood board of an idea for a room and how you select your colors, and at least the way I like to do it. So to get started, I'm first going to show you the paints and explain a little bit about them. This, of course, is the brand new Manor Borne paint. This is a wall paint that is a beautiful matte. Oops, let me turn so this gets so confusing. It's backwards on there it is. Okay, it is a highly pigmented paint with very curated colors. I have found that it's so easy to find with the fabrics that I have from the design houses. Very easy to find fabrics that match. It's a scrubbable matte finish, which is awesome. It's great. No VOCs. It is safe for nurseries. It has UV protection, which means it can be in a very sunny area. It will not fade over time. This used for your walls and or trim. So this is a great wall color. This is the first time Amy has had wall paint, and I have used it and I love it. Next, we have our one-step paint. And the one-step paint is a chalk-based paint. It is water-based, as is the Manor Borne, all water-based. It is easy clean, no VOCs. It's made with casein, which is a milk product. No, I take that back. That's the milk paint. I'm so sorry. I'm getting confused. This is the one-step. This is made with chalk. And it is a dead flat finish. You can use this alone. You don't have to seal it. You can use it on furniture. You can use it on anything outdoors. You can seal it with waxes. You can layer it. You can do all kinds of goodies with this chalk paint. This stuff is fabulous. And you can use it on metal. You can use it on whatever you want. And it's a no prep. All you have to do is clean it and your surface and go ahead and paint this on. It needs 2 coats. It is not a 1-coat product, but it will take 2 coats, and it is fabulous. I forgot what I was going to say, but it's fabulous. This is probably one of the most popular paints. It's the basic. It's awesome. Okay, so that is your one-step paint, the chalk paint. Next, we have the Miracle Paint, and the Miracle Paint is fabulous for a glossy finish. It is works beautifully on furniture. It works beautifully on trim. It does have a little sheen to it. The others are more flat. It is indoor or outdoor paint. It has a chip-resistant finish, and it's beautiful on doors. If you want not a super high gloss, but you like a shiny, beautiful trim, and beautiful on floors, as I said. So that is the Miracle Paint. The Toscana Milk Paint is a dry powder paint. This is made with casein, which is a milk product. This is always in dry form because you mix it as you use it. If you use this, you only have a 2-week shelf life on it once you mix it with water because it will sour. It will go bad just as milk would go bad. You want to leave it in the fridge. This you definitely can use on furniture. You can use it on cabinetry, but needs to be sealed. It is a very watery, almost like a water paint in a way. But you can use it with the cracked gesso, and the cracked gesso goes down, and then you use the milk paint. Then you can use antiquing solution, and you can antique the paint. It will lift it off. It's a no scrub, no sanding type of paint, but it will naturally lift off and expose the gesso, the wood underneath, whatever your base is. This is to achieve really beautiful furniture pieces that look very, very old world, Italian painted antiques. This is a beautiful paint, but you don't really put this on your walls, and don't put this on the tops of furniture. If you don't, you've got to seal it. It will eventually wash right off if you put down a glass of water or something like that on your furniture. So that's the milk paint. And I think then finally is our Luxe Lacquer. And this is, am I getting it? Yes, this is the high gloss, like the very expensive designer lacquers that you see. It's 97% shine. So you can spray this on if you thin it out a bit. This is for that super sleek, high gloss furniture, doors. Just it's slightly contemporary looking, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous high sophistication factor in this paint. This is your Luxe Lacquer. Okay, now that I've explained it, I'm going to show some fabrics and some paint finishes and see how we could use different types of those paints in our house. And you could do your whole house with all Amy Howard products, as far as walls, trim, furniture, floors, any of it. Okay, so I'm going to turn this down, and I'm going to show you, first of all, some fabrics. And when I do my mood boards, I usually pick a certain one fabric to kind of create the ambiance of my space. So let's say this is going to be a bedroom. It looks like a bedroom to me. It's very soft. It's creamy. It's a gorgeous English Colfax and Fowler fabric. Then I went and I looked at Amy's Manor Borne guide, and I found what I thought would be really lovely. So the first one I chose was a slightly lavender color. And it's interesting because now that I'm in my studio and I have my lights, different lights on, I don't see the lavender in this fabric as I did inside my house, but I still think the color is really beautiful together. And this one is called Answered Prayer. Or I also chose Creme Brulee. And this is a softer gray green, which picks up just all this softness also. And then for my trim, I went lighter on my trim with a Bauhaus buff. And I also like, if I were to choose, I like that with this color. If I were to choose this color in this room, I would probably go in, and for my trim, I would choose Cotton Blossom. See how that's just so soft and creamy. And, or you could kind of try and find this color for your trim. And that one to me is more, it was called, it's on here somewhere, my goodness. Well, it's one of these. And I can't remember which one I chose, but it was a really nice match because it has a lot of kind of pink in this color. And you can tell, if you can see, trying to see if you can see the outlines of the white, you can always kind of tell what colors are in your white by putting it against a white piece of paper. This definitely has a more pinky tone to it. So you want to choose some of the colors that are a little pinkier. And yeah, it was definitely one of those, but I'm just not seeing it now that I'm put on the spot. Oh, crisp linen. This one I think is the best. This has is the slightly warmest without too much yellow or too much green or too much blue. Okay, so that was that. So then I start to look at what fabrics go with this. And since this is a bedroom, I'm thinking this could be, these are your walls. this or this. And then you would select maybe a drape to go with this. And so I always just pick things that have the same colorways or similar colorways, but have large and small and medium patterns. So this is, I would say, a very open pattern, beautiful for a drape. And then I would go with, gosh, I need to have maybe some pillows or something. So I would choose something that has a small pattern to it, just as an accent. Maybe you've got a couple chairs. Maybe these are a couple of chairs in your room. Maybe you need to have an ottoman to go with it. So I would choose something that mimics the fabric, the spots of the tiny little leopard print, mimics some of this, brings in the colors. Always, always a beautiful, simple, classic print or texture in any room in your house. And I did have, let me see. Oh, this I thought would be a gorgeous headboard. And you can bring in your different blues. And this is with either color, of course. Most blues go together, so don't feel afraid if you are finding that you are using blues and maybe a little blue-green in here. Maybe another medium size to add a little punch to these. Okay, so this is my mood board for the bedroom. And now I want to show you with Amy's products what we, oh, and here's another fabulous, if you want to bring in a little bit darkness. Love this. Okay, now as far as furniture, here's the next step. You could do a gorgeous Swedish finish. This is done with milk paint, just on a raw, you stain the raw wood and it creates, and then you antique it and it creates this gorgeous finish. And that could be really spectacular in the bedroom. Or you could do a milk paint, kind of a grungy finish. This is done with milk paint, with cracked gesso, with a little bit of gilding, a little bit of one step. And this is when you antique back, you get all these layers. When you do layers of paint, this is something how you can take any of Amy's products and you could create this spectacular bedroom with all of these finishes. And one last I thought was so pretty is creating this caproni wrap finish with the grays and just putting that whole look together. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to show you one more look, just in case you're not into these colors. And these are, you know, obviously very classic looks. I didn't go too crazy contemporary on any of these, but that's, you know, just what I had, what, you know, with the colors that I had. I wanted to show you what matched my colorways. Okay, so now we have a beautiful Scalamandre fabric. I love this one because it has so much depth of color and it has a very block print kind of look to it, very painterly block print. And I just love that. That's so, so popular right now. I love these little sheep down here. I love the people, the birds, this little bit of stuff all over the place. And then for this one, my wall color, I chose Dancing in the Kitchen. Look at how beautiful that is. And it just brings out, this has a lot of kind of a purple hue to it also. And I just think that is so beautiful. Now, for a trim, you can go with an Almond Days because it matches the background of the fabric. You could do a Selznick Gray, and this is a Miracle Paint. This has the sheen of a Miracle Paint. And I love how that looks. That's such a rich, this would be more of like a living room or family room or whatever. But this has just that rich texture and color here. And, or you can always go light if you like that better. Now with this one, I decided to go with some, let me grab my fabrics. Hang on, I'm coming. You could go, of course, another, this is an antelope. I'm making sure you can see these. Yeah, I think you can see these. You could do a rich, kind of a, almost a Weimer Reimer, but darker kind of color. It's so pretty with these. I just love that. You can go with these kind of linens. I think this is really sweet for just an accent. It picks up, even though it's white and light, it does, you can use it kind of dispersed here and there. It picks up the kind of like printed look, the block print look on some of these little spots. Of course, we could come into the greens if you like the greens. And what else did I love? There was a couple others. Or you can even start to get a little more contemporary and use some of these boucle fabrics. Now, let me show you for furniture. For this room, I thought black is always gorgeous. Any room can use black. This is a one-step paint with some antiqued sterling silver gilding with dust of ages, waxes, and that's it. That is spectacular, especially with these colors. So beautiful. You could also, because you got a little tiny pop of this red, you could throw in a red chest somewhere. You could, you know, be a little more playful that way. And also I have, and I want to find it. Oh, here. That is fabulous also. Now this is your antiqued oak, and this is done with the antique, with the, oh my gosh, why do I always forget what that's called? This is an antique oak finish. It has cerusing wax, and you use the solution that Amy has that darkens the wood. Now, if you have any questions on any of these finishes, make sure you go to YouTube, look up Amy Howard, and she shows you how to do all of these different furniture finishes. So another thing I highly recommend is you get Amy's booklets that tell you what colors they are. These show you the actual painted colors. This is the chalk paint. This is the one-step paint. She has the one for the, which I was using earlier, and you saw, I think just got buried in all my stuff, but the one for the Manor Borne. And when you get your Manor Borne paint, I do recommend that you make samples. I made samples of many of these Manor Borne colors. Some of my other paint, the, sorry, I'm losing my words today, the Miracle Paint. And this too, of course, I wanted to show you, which is fabulous with this, is using Amy's Luxe Lacquer. This Luxe Lacquer in this room would be stunning. So beautiful. I would probably keep it a little more on the this type of color, and maybe bring in a little bit of the beautiful kind of yellows and greens and darks, and some of this to go that direction, maybe even a little bit of navy. But see how you can play with one fabric, and you can come across so many different ways to make it look that you love, and you can use the Amy Howard paints. So let me see. I think I got every sample that I wanted to show you. Don't forget your books, and do make sure, let me turn this back up. Make sure that you go on YouTube and learn how to create some of this stuff. It is not that difficult. I hope I helped with some of the differences between the paints, that you can see some of the ways that you can use these paints. I think that's it. I think I showed you pretty much what I wanted to show you. So have fun, use your paints, try them out, make sure to look up how to do it. We all have so many videos on YouTube, so you can always, if you like a certain artist in residence or anyone, you can always go back to YouTube and look up their video under Amy Howard and then their name. So thank you for watching today. I hope this helps. It's so fun to do. I love putting stuff together and all this beautiful stuff. And it's so exciting now that Amy has all these fabulous paints that can do your whole house. It's unbelievable. I don't even have to go to the paint store anymore. So thanks for joining me. Have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.